Stop trying to get rich, get better, and getting rich will be a consequence of you getting better. And this is a lesson that took me almost a decade to learn after I had built my business up to a seven-figure level, lost everything, and had to rebuild from scratch with less than I had before. So many entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs are so scatterbrained because they're focusing on making as much money as possible instead of focusing on the thing that's actually going to create the wealth. And instead of focusing on making more money and reaching new all-time highs, you need to be focusing on raising the floor and reaching new lows. A smart person learns from their own mistakes, but a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the biggest mistake that I've ever made in my life. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break it down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then the worst possible thing that could happen to you might just happen like it did to me. And that's to make what a lot of people would perceive to be a lot of money and then absolutely crash and burn. Because so many people, including my former self, they're just thinking about what is the most amount of money that they can make and how can I increase this? And the only way that you can make money is to sell something, right? All businesses, all entrepreneurs, they sell something. And if you don't have a product or a service to sell, then you, my friend, are the product. But in order to actually build a successful, sustainable business for yourself, you got to get out of the selling business. Now, that may sound crazy to you right now, but it'll be crystal clear if you just give me a few minutes here. Why do you need to get out of the selling business in order to increase your income online in your business? Well, I fired my job April 1st, 2016. For almost a decade, all that I had cared about was getting more sales because that's all that I knew and that's all that I was taught. And I realized that I had to unlearn to relearn because everybody was wrong. Before I even went full-time as an entrepreneur, my 9-to-5 jobs was in sales, get more sales. I worked at a rental car company, get more sales. I worked at a bank, get more sales. Before that, the only people that I knew that were successful entrepreneurs or so were guys that I'll call, what can I call them? I call them street pharmacists, right? There's not really that many entrepreneurs that I grew up looking at except for street pharmacists. They would say similar things: get more sales, get more sales, get more sales. Well, everything that I was focused on doing in my business was getting more sales and selling more stuff. And I thought that I had to sell more stuff to more people in order to make more money, when that's not the case at all. The most amount of money that I've made in my business in a single month is a little over $200,000. I believe it was somewhere around like $210,000. A lot of people, they would think that that's great. But guess what happened? As soon as the month was over and the first day of the next month started, I was starting off at zero again, and I had to do each and everything that I thought was possible to go out and make more money. And my goal target that I had at the time was, how can I make more money than this? At the time, I was experimenting with paid advertising, and I had found some success with that. The most amount of money that I spent on paid ads in a single month is a little over $100,000 as well. I had a target goal of, if I can at least just have 2 ROAS. ROAS stands for return on ad spend. If I could at least just have a 2 ROAS, how could I just spend more money to make more money so I could acquire more customers? That's wrong, because I was looking to reach new highs, but I had absolutely no floor and no foundation for my business. So when things bottomed out, and things did, my income literally went to zero overnight, because it could automatically bottom out. I had hired somebody that was running my Facebook ads at the time. He got hacked. Since he got hacked, they had access to my ad account as well. That got hacked. My ad account got shut down overnight. My income went to zero overnight, and they spent $50,000. It took me about 7 or 8 months going back and forth with Facebook to get it resolved. That right there, I had already felt a little inkling that I wasn't doing things properly in my business, but that really was a key for like a big sign that, whoa, I'm doing everything backwards. And I had a conversation with another guy maybe about a year prior to that in Dubai. And he told me that if you don't have any monthly recurring revenue coming in your business, then you don't have a business. That what he told me that time while I was having lunch in Dubai, and what happened with my Facebook ads account years ago, it taught me that I was focused on the wrong thing. This is the same exact thing that so many other creators are really missing out on, and their focus is on the wrong thing. It's not about going out and selling more stuff to more people. It's about raising the floor and reaching new plateaus, to whereas if your business starts to slow up, it doesn't bottom out like mine did in the past years ago. You've reached a new floor for yourself, to whereas no matter what happens, you'll know that you are going to at least make this much money. Everything that I'm focused on doing now as an entrepreneur, I'm only focused on things to whereas I know for a fact at the first of the month, I'm at least going to make this much money. I am no longer focused on raising the bar. I'm focused on raising the floor and reaching new lows instead of new highs. Now, so many people, they don't realize that your business is basically like a bucket, right? So let's just say that this is your bucket here. Now, what everybody's focused on, including myself, is getting new leads, getting new sales. When I said myself, I meant to say including my past self, right? So if this business is your bucket, well, most people, they're just focused on filling this pipeline with new leads, new sales, and filling their bucket. But what they don't realize, if you don't focus on raising the floor, you have a leaky bucket, right? Water is going to be coming out of there. And if you don't keep this faucet on, well, guess what's going to happen? All the water is going to go out of your bucket, which means that you're not going to have a business, just like what happened to me, which was the most pain that I've ever been through in my 10-year entrepreneurial journey of having your income literally go to zero when your overhead was high at the time. Had a 5-figure per month overhead with $0 per month coming in. It was painful and it sucked, right? But if you focus on, instead of acquiring new leads and acquiring new customers, and start focusing on raising your lifetime value, that's the game plan right there. You don't need to get more people. How about focusing on these people that are already in this bucket? How about we focus on increasing the lifetime value of those people? How can we either get that same person to buy again, because it's always going to be easier to get somebody that has had a good experience with you or that has purchased something from you to buy again, or get that individual to spend more money than instead of going out and trying to get somebody new to buy something. That's the name of the game right there, and that's business. I know we're all building these online businesses and whatnot, but even just think from an online business perspective and in the quote unquote real world, things that you value, you become a repeat customer for them. I love snacks from Trader Joe's. Guess what? When it's time for me to go and get my snacks, I go and get my movie theater popcorn and my lemonade from Trader Joe's, because outside of the movie theater, I have not been able to find a better movie theater popcorn when I want to be lazy on the couch and watch my shows and watch my movies and stuff, because I'm a cinephile. Well, guess what? Trader Joe's is focusing on increasing my lifetime value, so they make it a good experience when I go there. I just recently found out that if you go to Trader Joe's and you want to try anything, they have a rule to where you can sample anything before you buy it. You can go in there and just get a free sample of anything in the store. And they have a rule also that if you try something, even if you don't try it before you buy it, you buy something you don't like it, you can just bring it back and get refunded. Right? Like, such a small percentage of people would ever do that, because I would never do that. But that's like they're focused on becoming better for the customer so they can retain the customer over time. And so I will come back and buy again and again and again and again. And they increase their lifetime value instead of going out and trying to market and advertise to get a new customer to walk through the door. But guess what happens with that? You start to get word of mouth marketing, because now I go and I tell my friends about the movie theater popcorn from Trader Joe's. They go, they try it, they have good experiences, they do the same stuff, and then people tell other people, and people tell other people, and people tell other people, right? So if you focus on actually getting better, and you focus on making your products and your offers better, instead of just going out and trying to get more people to buy mediocre to crappy stuff, that's what is going to give you the lifestyle and the lifestyle business that you desire in the life of your dreams long term. And it took me a long time to get to this point, because I thought that everything that I was doing was thinking long term, when I realized that I wasn't. Everything that I was doing was for in the now. I was just thinking about how much money could I get now? What's the most amount of money that I could possibly get now? What marketing strategy is going to make me the most money now? What little tactic can I use now to make some money now? And that's what so many people that I see that are watching my channel are doing also. They're thinking that it's always going to be some little hack. What's the little hack that I can do on YouTube? Is it going to be a hashtag, or what about the tags, or what about this little algorithm hack? Hacks, even if they might work, it's going to be a short sprint. And that's why people watch video after video after video after video about whatever the latest trendy tactic or hack is, because they're not focusing on making their product better to where it basically sells itself, and then increasing their lifetime value for that person that has a good experience, to either to get them to buy again on the back end, or to ascend them through an ascension plan to where they buy more expensive premium stuff over time as they grow as well. So when you're thinking like this, there's basically two routes that you can go with this. So for one, like I said, you can either have an ascension ladder to where people are buying more expensive things. The higher that they go through your ascension ladder, they could be having upsells over time, or maybe some type of coaching packages or masterminds, whatever it is that you decide to call them, over time from lower ticketed offers. Or you could have a model that is monthly reoccurring, like a community or a membership. Or you could have something like a SaaS, which is a service as a software, right? And we are really moving into the ages of AI to where everybody's pretty much going to have access to creating software, even if you don't know how to code. The result is what is going to sell, not whatever the actual product is. But if you focus on actually you becoming better, acquiring skills and refining those skills over time, and making your products and your offering better over time as well, your brand will sell for you, and you don't really even have to do that much selling. I don't sell anymore. I got out of the sales game. I'm focused on making my offers better for the people that have already bought them, focusing on lifetime value, and I'm solely focused on creating a brand versus trying to sell stuff. Because there's 4 levels of entrepreneurship. So the foundation of everything, which took me so long to come to the realization, is branding. Then you have marketing. Then you have sales. And at the top here, you have delegation. And so many people are doing these backwards. And they're trying to start off with level 2, 3, or 4 instead of focusing on the brand, which is the foundation of everything. Because in business, this is how it goes. If you focus on building the brand, then people that are familiar with the brand, you market to, and you sell to the people that you market to. And then you have some money coming in online in your business, and you can delegate tasks, whether that be through employees, virtual assistants, having better tools and softwares and automations and systems and whatnot, right? But me, when I first started as an entrepreneur, what I first started to do was that I was just focusing on trying to sell some stuff to people. I was like, oh, I need to sell some stuff. But then when I couldn't sell some stuff, I was like, oh, I need to do marketing. So then I just was trying to market and stuff. The first business that I got started in as an entrepreneur when I fired my job April 1st, 2016 was in a small business in real estate called wholesaling, right? Well, my means to do business during that time, it was 100% marketing and sales. I first started off sending yellow letters, literally yellow pieces of paper with red ink. I would handwrite them, and then I started to get them with a printer. I would send the physical mail to people, basically junk mail. Then I started the cold call, right? I was just thinking sales, marketing, and I would put out signs and stuff on the corners of street corners and stuff like that. If you ever seen a We Buy Houses sign in like a high populated metropolitan city, it's most likely you'll see these signs in like low income areas. That's what I used to do. I was just thinking marketing, sales, because that's what people were telling me to do that were already in the business. Well, guess what? It was a lot of fly by night guys that were coming in and exiting the business all the time. Why? They weren't focusing on the brand. They here today, gone tomorrow type of people. I didn't see anybody that was having longevity in the business. Once I took my business 100% online and was selling digital products and info products and whatnot, I started to see the same things. People that I was either forming relationships with through networking, paying for coaching, masterminds, courses and whatnot, they were all marketing, sales tactics, marketing, ads. Whoever has the biggest budget wins. A lot of those guys, they're not here today. Why? Fly-by-night guys. A lot of the same exact stuff that I was seeing when I first started as an entrepreneur in real estate, I was seeing the same exact things online. Why is there no longevity to these guys? Why are they always hopping in whatever new trend is or whatever the new hot thing is now they're selling and they're marketing that? Why are they always having these webinars about something different and something new? Why are they always having a challenge about something different and something new? I want to be somebody that becomes synonymous with one thing over time, just like any other successful business out there. I don't see Apple trying to come out with a whole bunch of different products all the time. They have the iPhone. They don't have the iPhone, the ABC phone, the LMNOP phone. They have the iPhone. They have the MacBook, right? Yes, they have separate ancillary products to go around the core products that they offer. But those are ancillary products to bring somebody either up an ascension ladder or something to where they are paying for something over and over again monthly, like Apple Care and stuff like that. And then they created an ecosystem where a lot of people don't even realize where Apple really makes the money. Everybody thinks it's off of the products, but they created an ecosystem to where everybody else that has stuff to sell, they house it in the App Store, but they're only focusing on increasing the lifetime value of me as a customer because I'm sitting here with an iPad. I'm sitting here with a MacBook, which need to get another MacBook. Probably gonna upgrade my MacBook because I'm pushing my little MacBook Air to the limits right now. I'm sitting here with AirPods Pros or AirPod Maxes. I'm sitting here with the Apple speaker right here, a Beats Pill, which Apple owns Beats by Dre. Right? It's not about acquiring a new customer. They have focused on being better and delivering me a better experience because they basically created an ecosystem that, yeah, I know that Apple necessarily doesn't make the best products from a technological standpoint. But for one, Apple originally started to own and curate the cool factor of things. Steve Jobs was good at that. But then also, it's just an ease of use of products because all of their stuff is interconnected and they make it just a little smidgen more difficult to connect everything else if you have something else other than an Apple product, right? But that's the game right there. And that's what took me so long to figure out. And I was always just thinking about what marketing strategy, what tactic can I do? What advertising can I do? What sales strategy can I do right now to make money? Instead of what can I do to firstly make my product, make my offer, make that better, and then simply just focus on building the brand. So whereas the marketing and the sales, they pretty much take care of itself when you focus on making product better and when you focus on building your actual brand and becoming synonymous as a trusted authority that has a solution to a problem in the marketplace. That's it. And pretty much the delegation takes care of itself too if you only focus in on the brand, because I'm not exaggerating when I say this. There's literally not a single day that goes by where people don't email me asking me if they can work for me. There's not a single day that goes by where people don't email me asking me if they can work for me for free to prove themselves worthy of working for me. Whether that be people wanting to be assistants or virtual assistants, editors, thumbnail designers, funnel builders, copywriters. There's not a day that goes by where in years past, I was thinking, oh, okay, well, you need to work on the business instead of in the business. I was going out and I was looking for people to do stuff. I was trying to start at the top instead of starting at the bottom and building a foundation. And I'm telling you this from experience. No matter how much money you make, no matter how high you climb, if there is no foundation set, it can bottom out. But if you focus on raising the floor instead of reaching new heights, there's no bottoming out. If stuff slows up, well, you're at least going to hit right here. And then going back to how that business is a leaky bucket, when you're thinking like this as well, when things start to slow up, it'll be a gradual slowdown. It's not anything dramatic like what I've been through in the past. It's not something to where your income will literally go to zero overnight. But with this leaky bucket, because all businesses are this, but you'll be able to identify the problem areas in your business and you can patch up that hole. You can identify that. You say, oh, I see this leak right here. Let me go ahead and patch up that hole. And then once you do actually have a discovery engine and a lead generation system, like a Microniche YouTube channel, I built social media audiences to over 100,000 followers. I quit it. I haven't posted on social media now since holiday season of 2023. I said that I would much rather have 10,000 YouTube subscribers than 100,000 Instagram followers. I see the power of of a small YouTube channel. I don't even have the biggest YouTube channel yet, but I know how to leverage YouTube as a discovery engine to whereas you can still have the new leads coming in, but if you're thinking of increasing lifetime value over time, instead of always just thinking of getting more people and more sales and focusing on getting better and making your product and offer better for those people that are consuming it, well, I can plug these holes as well. Wow, the new leads are coming in, but I'm not focusing on getting new people. I'm focusing on making myself better and having a better experience for the people that are in the bucket. And then what will happen? At some point, you're going to have that overflow of abundance. And then you can start to do all those other things that so many people are trying to do now to make more money, when the more money isn't in more things. The more money is having true focus. And focus stands for follow one course until successful. It's doing that one thing so good to where you become synonymous with that one thing and you become the go-to person for that one thing in your niche, in your industry, in your area, and your mode of genius. And then you'll see a lot of times when you're doing that, there's no need to do anything else because you're having a good time building a business and architecting that business around the lifestyle that you actually desire to live, to where you're doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, on your own time, while actually providing something of value that people are actually not only enjoying, but getting great results from as well. And you will build a pretty cool business. And if you're actually ready to raise your floor, instead of always trying to reach the bar and have new lows, to whereas no matter what happens at the first of the month, you're going to at least make this much money, then go ahead and click the link down in the description to turn your YouTube into a digital product sales system, saving yourself time, energy, and money. I look forward to building with you. And go ahead and check out this video right here for a complete step-by-step free course on how you can monetize your own intellectual property now that you know the necessary things to focus on. It's credited at the top.